Fundamentals of mine planning. Fundamentals of mining planning process is very important as it will help the mining engineers to perform better in an increasingly competitive world. Mine planning assists in achieving operational stability by allowing you to quantify, plan, and optimize the extractions of mineral resources in order to maximize productions and profitability, particularly when demand and commodity price vary. Mine planning sets you on the road to success by designing and implementing a cost-effective method for extracting mined minerals in optimal quality and quantity. Ore is a natural aggregate of one or more solid minerals that can be mined, processed, and sold at profit. Mining extracts ore from the earth, which is then processed or refined frequently by smelting to extract precious metals or minerals. Extractions leading to a profit. Profit equals revenues minus cost. Revenues equals material sold times price or units. Cost equals material sold times cost or units. Profits equals material sold times price minus cost or unit. Price or unit means price of material is mostly determined by supply and demand, while cost or unit, it means role or mining engineers minimizing the unit cost. Mine development phases. Changes in the marketing can increase or decrease the demand of the mineral product. If there is an increase in the demand, there will be more investment in exploration activities resulting in the discovery of new mineral deposits. However, previously located deposits may become interesting as well. These deposits may be truly evaluated regarding their economical attractiveness. This evaluation process is termed as the planning phases of the project. The planning phase, through evaluations of the mineral deposits to determine its economic attractiveness. The purpose of this phase will be preparations of feasibility report. Implementation phase, development of the mine and processing facilities. It also includes the mine development and also known as investment or design and structure phase. Production phase, mineral is mined and processed, which the mining and ore process. The result is product is sold in the market. The role of mining engineer starts from the planning phase and continues up the production phase. There are numerous factors of many different types that should be considered in the initial planning stage. In the planning stage of new mining project, checklists are often very important when collecting initial data. Or example, the checklist that developed by Halls named as Fieldwork Program Checklist for new properties. Many of the items in the checklist will be on relevance for engineers when preparing mine design reports. The item in this checklist are topography. Topography is the study of the forms and features of land surface. The topography of an area could refer to the land forms and features themselves or descriptions. Climate conditions, the composite or generally prevailing weather conditions of a region as temperature, air pressure, humidity, precipitation, sunshine, cloudiness, and winds throughout the year, average over a series of years. Water, substance composed of the chemical elements hydrogen and oxygen and existing in the gaseous, liquid, and solid states. It is one of the most plentiful and initials of compounds, tasteless and odorless liquid at room temperature. It has the important ability to dissolve many other substances. Geological structures. Geological structures are usually the result of the powerful tectonic forces that occur within the earth. These forces fold and break rocks from deep faults and build mountains. Mine water. Pit water. Mine water or mine water is water that collects in a mine and which has to be brought to the surface by water management methods in order to enable the mine to continue working. Surface. Surface is the exterior or upper boundary of an object or body on the surface of the water. Rock type. There are three kinds of rock: the igneous rock, sedimentary rock and metamorphic rock. Igneous rock formed by the molten rock cools and solidifies. Sedimentary rock originate when particles settle out water or air or by precipitations of minerals from water. Locations from concentrator includes the factors that should be considered optimum locations of the concentrator. For example, mine location, site preparation, water, tailings, disposal, and maintenance facilities location. Waste dump location, addressing the hull distance, hull profile, and any opportunities applied leaching process in the future. Methods of obtaining information used for obtaining the relevant information, for example maps, surveys, and sampling techniques. Tailing ponds area. The tailing pond covers the location, type, and effects of the tailing pond on the area. Another item is the land ownership. Land ownership. Ownership is the state or fact of legal possessions and control over property, which may be any asset, tangible or intangible. The availability of the power in the area, power lines to the site, substations location, and possibility of power generation at the site. Smelting. Smelting is a form of extracting metallurgy to produce a metal from its ore. Smelting uses heat and a chemical reducing agent to decompose the ore, driving off other elements as gases or slag and leaving just the metal behind. The reducing agent is commonly a source of carbon such as charcoal, coke, and coal. Rocks. A rock is a natural substance composed of solid crystals of different minerals that have been fused together into a solid lump. Government. A government is the systems or collections of individuals in the charge of organized society, most commonly a state. In the broadest sense, government is made up of legislative, the executive, and the judiciary. Economic climate. Economic climate usually reflects the state of the job market, stock market, or the availability of credit. It may also reflect how consumers, business, economists, and investors view economic condition. Accessibility. Accessibility of the principal town outside, including methods and reliability of transportation available as well as communications means. Mine planning phases. The planning phases consist of three basic stages: the conceptual study, preliminary or pre-feasibility study, and lastly, the feasibility study. The mine planning phases offers the greatest opportunity to minimize the capital and operations cost of the mining project, maximize the operability and profitability of the project. At the start of conceptual study, there is a relatively much higher opportunity to influence the cost of the emerging project. The first stage of planning phases is conceptual study. Conceptual study includes preliminary evaluations. It represents the transformations of project idea into a broad investments proposal or plan. The objective of this study is to identify a potential investment opportunity by comparing different methods to define the scope of project, comparing different cost estimating techniques. It also includes the capital and operating costs are usually approximate ratio estimate using the historical data. The preparation of such as a study normally the works of one or two planning engineers. The second stage is the pre-feasibility study, which is an intermediate level exercise objective to determine whether the project proposal justifies a detailed analysis by feasibility study and whether any aspects of the project are critical and need in-depth investigation. The important sections of a pre-feasibility report aim technical concept, findings or tonnage and grade, mining and production schedule, capital cost statement, operating cost statement, revenue statement, tax and financing, cost flow tables. Feasibility study. Feasibility study provides a conclusive technical. It's also optimizing of all critical elements of the project by changing them again and again. The feasibility study identifies the production capacity, technology, investment and production costs, sale revenues, return on investments, and also contains all the information that support general understanding and evaluations of project, reasoning for selecting particular processes, equipment, or courses of action. Essential functions of feasibility report. There are certain essential functions of feasibility report. It should provide a comprehensive outline of established and dated facts concerning the mining, present an appropriate scheme of exploitations with design and equipment list for making accurate predictions of costs and results, indicate the likely profitable other project in undertaking as report if specific, and lastly, provide this information in a form intelligent to the owner and suitable for presentation to prospective finances. Feasibility report combination of different volume that includes geology or reserve and mining. It includes feasibility report volumes, geology or reserve and mining, metallurgy, capital and operating cost estimates, legal, finance and marketing, summary and economical analysis, mine reclamation or also known as rehabilitation. Today, regulation in most of the countries requires thorough and satisfactory plan addressing the environmental aspect of the proposed project. The purpose of reclamation is the combined process by which adverse environment effects of surface mining are minimized and mined lands are returned to a beneficially end use. In use may be open space, wildlife habitat, agriculture, or residential and commercial development. The contents of reclamation plan: first, logical sequence of steps for completing the reclamation process. Second, the specific of how the reclamation standards will be achieved. Third, an estimate of a specific loss of reclamation.